Let's continue. So, a little bit of unrest in Obami, but we've already built everything from before, so we'll just hit the end turn now. I really hope that attack into Zumo doesn't work. Luckily, we've kept the Uesugi as our allies. Okay, castle's about to fall there. Pick up the Oda, that brings us in a bit more money. And the reason this is terrible is it's basically blocked my line of advance. I can no longer expand further into Mori territory without breaking my alliance first. So that's a bit of a downer. Send the Ashigaru back to maintain public order here. We've waited that long, we may as well wait for the castle to fall now. So what I think I'm going to have to do instead is I'm going to have to go through Iyo. So we'll start to muster troops there. There's public order like in Heisen. It looks like we can now move these units through as well. So that'll help. We're basically going to have to take a different route through to Mori's lands. I could, of course, just betray the Takeda, and I may just do that, because I am trying to go for speed here. But I just don't like being that dishonourable. I do have a bit more money here, though. I think what I'll do is I'll fork out. No, I'll wait until we invade Iyo, and then I'm going to aim for a port there, so we can transport our troops there quickly. What I do think I have enough money for is a spear dojo in Heisen, and that'll be due to the looting income in Seo. Continuing for now. Okay, unfortunately, because Bingo would have given me another avenue of advance.
殿、男子のご誕生でございます。
Right, so we do need to maintain a garrison here because, as I said, they are my allies, but I don't trust my allies and they're probably going to betray me at some point. So I need to leave some units here that are capable. I'll send the Dross back to provide reinforcements to the new Bungo front. And with this force, it's only Ashigaru here and archers. We should be fine. Just checking our public orders okay. Let's just see. Grab that port in Nagato. Or not, I forgot about my archers. This shouldn't be too difficult. Just go for it in the light rain then. It's not going to change now. Now, the reason it's so stupid that the AI has decided to stand here is because, to the best of my knowledge, they should have just Ashigaru and archers. Or even just Ashigaru. Right, we're going to try and pin them in place. I don't want to let these guys escape, because I know that they will try and withdraw at the first sign of trouble. And they're withdrawing at the first sign of trouble. We may as well speed things up. We're not going to be able to catch them. Well, we've taken Iyo. That's a big financial boon to us. Bunch of things happening elsewhere. Right, the Mori have. It looks like the Mori have invaded Shikoku as well. So I'm going to have to decide what exactly I want to do about that. Can't afford this yet, so we'll just wait until we get more money next turn. Just continue to shuffle troops into Iyo. Let's get some watchtowers in Iyo. Let's check our public order. Might be able to squeeze a little bit of money out of my lands, actually. It's a 99% chance. Like that's going to happen. A good harvest. Keep the taxes at this level. Yeah. I think we might actually be able to manage normal taxes now for a while. Right. We've got another turn before we get our... So you know what? I think we might be able to intervene here. Because the Mori and the rebels are fighting one another, we might possibly be able to do something with this. Just got our money in, so we spent 1,000 soldiers. And I think once that's done, I want to go for a dock in Iyo. Okay, and also we want the port in Nagato as well. So that's going to cost me 2,700. You know what? Can the port in Nagato build one in Satsuma instead? Because how am I going to get my troops to the port so I don't have a port in my own province? Right, now that we've got all that sorted out, let's check everything through and then end the turn. Oh, that leaves me to deal with the rebels on my own. Okay, that wasn't really the plan. I think we're going to call off the attack until we know what we're dealing with there. So is in a bit of unrest, so we'll have to lower taxes. I thought we do have watchtowers here. Oh, we've spent our money for the turn anyway. Right, let's see what we're dealing with. Now, in Tosa, they have the ability to train No-Dachi samurai. So I do have to deal with this threat, but if I move too quickly, the Mori will attack me here. There's a real danger of deadlock here, because I'm only producing from one place. The rebels are producing from somewhere. The Mori have their own troop production. There's the potential that this could get bogged down in trench warfare, and if that happens, then the rich clans to the north are going to have time to develop. That's why I need to move across the map so quickly. With the Shimazu, you really have to get your boots on. So we'll bring those reinforcements up here, and I think I do have to attack somewhere. And of those somewheres, I have to say, I think Sanuki is the weakest point, and that will also trap the Mori permanently on the mainland. So let's see. If that force attacks, I'm going to need more than 2 units of Ashigaru holding down the fort. So I'm going to have to leave a unit of archers behind me. So this is the force that we're taking into Sanuki. Just make sure that we keep producing troops. I haven't missed any buildings being completed. We know we're not getting a port this year in Nagato. And they're counter-attacking us. And the Mori are getting involved. And the rebels are... Oh, this is a mess. How did they... Oh, goodness. How did they get 700 troops? We do have archers, and we have the high ground. It's worth at least coming to the battlefield. This is the thing. I could have just held back, but that wouldn't have necessarily moved the needle in my favour. So I had to keep pressing forward. But the AI has been quite responsive, frankly, to what I've been doing. And we'll just have to see how I respond now on the battlefield. I'll draw my archers up here. They're in a nice spot for firing. And then we'll have the Yari Samurai, who will hopefully do most of the legwork, and then we've got the Ashigaru if we really need them. I'll pull them further up the hill, actually. What I might actually do is send my archers down the hill to harass them. Because if you just let the AI move around without challenging it, they will eventually just move around the threat you pose. And they'll find the most optimal route up. If you come out and attack them and harass them a little bit, shake them out of bed, they will eventually have to just come straight at you. Oh no. And my heart sank when I saw this No-Dachi Samurai, because they are the perfect counter to my Yari Samurai. So we're going to shoot down the Ashigaru just because they're easy to get rid of, and then we'll have to do some damage to these Yari Samurai. But these No-Dachis are the ones I really have to get rid of, and then of course they've got this reserve of Yari Ashigaru behind all of that. The AI generally doesn't attack in Shogun unless it's very confident of victory, and they are pretty good at reading that chance. So my first task is to make these Yari Ashigaru combats ineffective. But they've got a unit of honour, so we are going to have to kill some quite a few casualties to achieve that. That banner there, for those unaware, means that they've got some valour, which means basically experience levels. Okay, and I'll need to focus on the No-Dachis. Go back up the hill. Right. If my archers can get up above the fighting, so the AI isn't just going to let me do what I want, they're trying to get around my hilltop position, which of course is perfectly sensible of them. Okay, my archers could organise themselves, please, and start firing. Yeah, they're trying to pull my troops out of position. Even though they have the advantage, they're not just going to throw it away by attacking. Right, we'll attack them now. And the good news is that the No-Dachi will have to charge through their own units, so that's going to make it harder for them to get anything out of a shock attack. Now we could possibly get something useful out of our Ashigaru here if our timing's good. That is, if our timing's good. They're overwhelming us. We're going to Cosmo. And the Ashigaru let us down. They only took 10 casualties before they all ran away. At least the archers got out of it, and we did cause a lot of casualties. I don't really care too much about these guys getting massacred. I hate relying on them in battle anyway. Oh, come on! Right, that's caused both the Mori and the rebels. I don't suppose anyone's ready to make the first move. Right, fine. I'll fight both of you then. It would help if I at least knew where the rebels were. Right, we'll move that onto this plane here. Rebels have booked it. Just me and... That was weird. Oh, you keep the province. Right, this is not good. We are trapped behind enemy lines, and I think I'm basically going to have to march back out of Tsunuki and take out this rebel threat. Because if I waste any time at all, then we are going to... they are going to attack into Kyushu, and then I've really got problems. What am I doing? definitely want to catch those Yari Ashigaru while they're out in the open. So run! Move! Why are you walking? Okay, the enemy seems to be running between two positions for no apparent reason. Well, this has gone remarkably well so far. Sorry, I went very quiet and stuttery there. I was kind of in a little bit of panic. I was cut off and obviously lost a lot of soldiers in the last battle, and this didn't look like particularly good odds either. So I think I lost, and I actually accidentally hit the end turn button in that last turn. I didn't mean to end the turn there. That's why I muttered, "What am I doing?" to myself. It was just a moment of lost confidence. How many of these rebels are there? Wow. Problem is I'm running out of arrows. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of these guys. So we've got all those Ashigaru, which are dangerous in these kinds of numbers in the expert AI's hands. And on top of that, we've got the flaming Yari Samurai up there to deal with as well. And I think they're actually making a break for it. They're trying to run off the field. So let's see if we can promise that then forces me into an engagement that may not be favourable. But we can quickly break the head units. This is working surprisingly well, and I think it's because they're trying to withdraw. Okay. God, we managed to extract ourselves from that mess. That was a lot of work to get back to where we started. Man, that sucked. Now, Shikoku can be a tough nut to crack. It's fine. That means I don't have to worry about rebellion at least. Oh, well, I do, actually. How did the Mori take Tosa? Right, at least we've cleared out all the rebels. They were far more dangerous than anything the Mori could offer us against us. Just making sure I'm still training my archers. And we still have 1,000 left over. I was probably supposed to build a port somewhere. Let's build it here then. Nagawa Castle in Iyo. I'll send troops out to quickly grab Tosa so that they can't produce any more soldiers. And since I have reinforcements coming, yeah, why not? I'll make a strike. I'll make a strike at Awa as well. I might regret this once the public order starts chewing at my ankles, but for now it's fine. We'll lower taxes just as a peace offering to any angry peasants. That doesn't look like a very good harvest. So we've taken them. Right, we've trapped them in Tosa. And okay, the rebels are abandoning Awa. They've only got 120. Okay, it really depends what they are. I'll take a look. If it's anything other than archers, then we can't do this. We're going to need to withdraw. I might also try my hand against Ashigaru. They're Ashigaru. Very good. If our own Ashigaru can squeeze around them. Okay. Everyone start to run because they are going to respond to this. Here they come. There they are. They're reluctant to engage my samurai because they know they're the stronger unit. It looks like we're actually going to catch them in the rear. If they stood and fought, they could have actually caused a lot of damage to my troops. I expect we're one-handedly now. Especially if Ashigaru hurry up and can hit them in the rear. You don't have to get the whole group around. Even if it's part of the unit. Yeah, Shigara did something useful for once. Well, don't hold your breath. It's early days yet. I was waiting for my general to die or something. Oh yeah, in this battlefield they get caught by the mountain. Where are you going? If you're ever defending this map, the hill can actually be a better defensive point than the bridge. Now, public order is going to be an apocalypse. Oh goodness. Right. They only have archers in Tosa. Why don't we make a quick assault on it? Move troops in from Bungo. We have the soldiers required to stabilize Awa. Let's send them in there. And I'll send something to Tosa to try and help the situation. No, new year, new budget. We've already got our training set up. Do they ever get that portion in Nagato? Right, no, we're going for it now. In fact, what I'll do is we're building at Seo instead. We're going to get a castle, so that'll be 750 for the port, so we'll get one there. Oh yes, and I have training capabilities here. Okay, so that's 1800. We spent 2,550 so far, so I really only have a little bit of money left. I'll save it for now. Okay, and we've moved everything, so let's take another turn. So I may want to storm this at some point, but fighting samurai archers in a castle is not really a favourable matchup for the Yari samurai. So I do need my archers to do as much work as possible. Try sending up here, conserve their stamina a little bit, and then marching straight up the steepest part of the hill. As usual, we will. No, I think we actually have the advantage in terms of firepower, because it's not particularly easy for all of their archers to fire from that position. So if we play this right, we might find that we cause more casualties once we actually get to the point where all of our archers can fire. Try from here. There we go. Speed this up a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, just had an interruption. We're about to run out of arrows anyway, so let's start the assault. I've always had a little bit of a phobia of attacking castles in this game since childhood, but I was never good at them. I always seem to take excessive casualties. There's still some logic. Archers are not going to massacre Yari Samurai in melee. Not usually, anyway. It helps that some of my troops are starting to gain experience, which is a good thing. It means I've been looking after them. Unlike the poor folks who got massacred in EO. There we go. Right. Things are better. We've almost got these provinces under control. That is excellent. Okay, we've built the castle here. We're going to get the port. And I have a port in Satsuma now. That's worth taking account of. Right. I can't send my only troops there. Troops in the province, otherwise they'll just take the province off of me. So there's not much else I can do this turn. I do have enough money for watchtowers. Actually, I have enough money for watchtowers and in both provinces. And for next time, I do have the ability to recruit No-Dachi Samurai. Not really sure if I want to, as I tend to prefer the Spearmen. Very good. The public order is improving. That means I can get some of my troops out of Hawk. And since we're going to have border watchtowers there anyway, I think I'll move both of these units back to Tosa. In fact, I think we may be in a position to push them out of Sanuki. Let's take some... no, let's wait a second until we've got a little more force concentration. The good news is I'm now training 2 units. Now when is that dot going to be completed? 4 turns, we're still better off marching for now. But from soon, we'll be able to just teleport our troops to the island. Well, not teleport them, but you know what I mean. We've been over this.
Haru aki no hana mo momiji mo todomarazu.
Looks like the Imagawa have come unstuck, so that means that things are advancing in the north, which means we have to hurry up because of the powerful super faction forms over here. Just these provinces alone can pretty much outproduce most of this. The north of Japan is much richer than the south. which I believe lines up with the history. Creative Assembly generally did a pretty good job of paying attention to all of that. Maybe I shouldn't be quite so aggressive when there's still unrest problems. Still moving reinforcements up, unfortunately. Right, we're going to have to take care of that. I'll move some troops down here. Should still be able to make the assault on Tsunuki though. Hope, fingers crossed, that will be enough. I'll move these guys back as well. As I leave here, that's fine. That's plenty to defend the region. So that means if we do need to get reinforcements to here, we can do so quickly. And this should be a piece of cake. We really don't want to do this in the rain unless we have to. So we end up fighting in very heavy rain. That is not to my advantage. Because they are infantry and most of my troops are archers. I think they're going to withdraw anyway. There we go. The AI is not stupid enough to fight on the battlefield with only melee troops. Took a surprisingly long time to get off the battlefield though. Usually Uesugi goes down pretty hard. So I'll take a look at Lord Hojo. That said, yeah, I think I chose well. Lord Hojo is the much stronger daimyo at the moment because you can see Uesugi's being forced back into this kind of thin sliver of lands. That means Lord Hojo is going to be the final boss of the game. So this is why we march. This is the real reason why we marched to Awaji. I can now attack the Mori lands from the south and continue my campaign. And it's also ultimately more valuable than that. If I can take Awaji Island, it's also going to give me access to central Japan, and that's what I really want. And we are going to have a port soon, so I don't really want to start moving these troops away just yet. We'll get our usual budgeting out of the way. Spearmen here, and archers here. Of course, we don't have a port in these regions, so that's 2,000 of our budget used up. I'm going to build, just for purely financial reasons, I'm going to build a port in Tosa, and because public order's been, we'll go after the superior farmland in Tsunuki, and I think that's really, I can probably afford one more small farming upgrade, or a castle. Let's build a castle in Awa then. No, Awami. We should have a castle there for defensive reasons anyway. Okay, let's see what we can do with our troops now that we're somewhat organised again. Are things finally calming down? Yes, they are. We had a good harvest, so that's helping. The next place I probably want to take out, that's only a very small force of archers, we can hold that. So the next place I probably want to take over is Bizan. So we'll start attacking into... I want to get rid of the Mori before I start my march east. Then I'll probably take out the Betray and take out the Takeda. I think I'm going to start making preparations for that now. I'm going to have to betray the Oda going forward, so at some point I'm going to have to break one of these alliances. It's just the way the game's going to work now. Dishonourable? Yes, but it was a pretty dishonourable time. we're just going to go for this. The Mori forces don't scare me, especially with a 4-star general. These foggy maps are always like chasing ghosts. I think they might would. Given the valor values, I think the Mori were very, very wise to not take that fight. But every time they would draw like this, I get a chance for another command star. So we're going to have a rank 5 general soon. Excellent. Oh, this is perfect. And that means that I have an honorable way out of my alliance with the Takeda. So fantastic. I was going to attack them anyway. Now I can do it without breaking my word. And I'm not going to waste any time about that at all. Sucks to be you, Lord Takeda. Now let's take a look. Tosa's still causing trouble. I don't have any troops trained up to replace that. Okay, let's not be completely reckless and lose our heads here. I'm going to have to drop one unit back here to help cover the rebels, and we'll move troops here to keep Tosa under control. I think I should be able to move pretty much everything else into Bizen now, which is as well because it is not under our control. We're going to have to assault this castle, otherwise public order is going to eat us alive. So we'll see how the Takeda adjusts to my sudden attack here. Wasn't really planning to attack that suddenly, but since we got the opportunity, let's go for it. Clever. So I don't know if I have the strength to keep a whammy. I might have... Oh, okay. Right, so it's my general. Well, we'll at least take to the battlefield. I might have to withdraw. I don't like see. That's the one unit I didn't want to see. What else have they got? Samurai archers and yeah, okay, pretty much everything they needed to bring me down. The Yari samurai aren't too bad. I no longer think this hill is where we want to be. We need to take cover in the forest. If we can take cover in the trees and use our loose formation, that should take most of the sting away from the cavalry archers. And my small number of samurai archers should be able to distract the enemy samurai archers. So if we can break the enemy samurai, we should be able to deal with the other units. I just need to be careful using my cavalry in a forest. Let them do whatever they think they're doing. We're pretty much going to have to stand under fire from the cavalry archers because there's not much I can do to them. Especially since if I move out of the forest, I'm going to just get cut to pieces by the archers and then dealt with by the Yari samurai. So we're going to have to stand up to them for now. And the enemy rearranged the deck chairs on the Titanic. Let's at least say hello. Yeah, I'm fine with this. If they want to run around and waste their stamina, that's absolutely fine by me. I have no idea what the Yari samurai are doing. Just wait until they stop dancing around and decide what they actually want to do. I think they are very slowly trying to overcome my hill advantage, so I'll counter this by just withdrawing further up the hill. Try and take cover in the thick patch of trees, because it does actually matter. The individual trees have an effect because they block incoming arrow fire. So if you position your troops somewhere where the trees are dense, you'll be better armoured. Of course, we can always end up running out the clock. I'm perfectly comfortable with that option. And if they don't get their act together, that's exactly what's going to happen. Unfortunately, I think it's quite a long time limit. So this is something else you won't understand if you're used to the newer Total Wars. Just walking around the map uses up your stamina in this game, which, if you think about it, makes sense. If you keep your soldiers walking all the time in perfect battle order, then yes, they are going to get tired. But what that does mean is that you have to be much, much more economical in your movements. Now we're finally taking some incoming fire from their soldiers. So unfortunately, I think this is going to come to a battle. Right, spread our infantry out. So I just realised I'm doing exactly what I just said not to do. I'm moving out of the thick forest. Now my archers are just a small force. If they end up dying to arrow fire, that's absolutely fine. I'm quite comfortable having the enemy waste their missiles on my very small number of archers. But this is what I really want to see happening. I want to see these Yari samurai moving up. Now, their cavalry archers are going to be absolutely useless fighting in forest. We'll actually switch over to the samurai archers in a slightly better position. Come on, Takeda, you are supposed to be the attackers here. Wait, I see what's happened here. Wait until they come out of formation. And now our level 2 spears are going to hit them. While that's going on, so this is the key part of the battle, I need to drive these Yari Samurai off the field. I underestimated them and they actually have a slight height advantage on me now, but I do have the initiative of attacking them first. I think my archers are probably better off. There we go. That's exactly what I was hoping for. So that's thrown their only melee capable troops into chaos. And we've killed their general. Right, next thing I want to do is attack. We'll send my... no, we won't send the archers out to do anything. I'm going to send my cavalry out to help charge down those archers. And my samurai are just going to get back into the woods and they're going to take cover from those cavalry archers. So I'm pretty sure I have a chance to annihilate the Takeda forces now. If my troops hurry up and cooperate. So, yep, I was expecting them to pull back out, but once they're driven out into the open... Oh, come on, guys, get a move on. Not quite how I expected this to go. Oh, they're running away anyway. Going to go about as well for them as you'd expect. And there we go. Tricky battle, but I think we can see that it's pretty much over now. Alright. So he defended himself there, and we forced him out of Aki. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right, it's a defensive battle, we should take it. Right, where are we going to attack exactly? We want to position ourselves forward so that the enemy has to pass along our firing lines to try and get around our position. So we'll take a position on the slope here. Force is mostly archers, so if they have cavalry, we may need to consider a hasty withdrawal. No, it looks like... do they even have any archers? This is going to be a piece of cake. We'll shoot them to pieces as they come up the hill. What I probably want to do is attack them. Oh, they're just coming straight up the hill. I don't think there are rebel commanders that show more wisdom than this. I'm not going to let myself get drawn down the hill. Just let them make all the mistakes here. This is going to be a slaughter. God. Oh my goodness. Right, they're pretty much useless now, so turn your attention to these samurai archers. They're running away, focus on the Yari samurai. It's really just the commander's unit now that unfortunately took the least fire. They didn't even make it to the battlefield! They even started advancing up the hill! Yeah, I don't have much respect for the Mori because the rebels on Awaji so far have caused me much more trouble than anything Lord Mori has tried to do to attack me. It's particularly sad because the historical Lord Mori was an extremely intelligent, brave, and capable man, but his counterpart in this game is not. It's like watching stereotypes of Soviet tactics. And there we go. No casualties, and we killed more than our entire force's size.
Tono, 男子のご誕生でございます。
Okay, right, we didn't manage to take Beeson, but I will take besieging Aki instead. We might be able to go a little bit further this episode. Let's see. Things are finally stable on the island, so I'll start moving troops out of Tosa. The port I think we've just constructed there is going to help. That should give me the resources I need to capture Awaji without too much. I don't really want to do that because it could open up another front before I'm ready. Instead, let's focus on pouring troops into Beeson. We will take the castle this turn. I should only need half of my army to do that. It would help if we could actually see what was in the castle. And I think we may as well make it an assault with our entire force, because I'm not going to get into Murasaki. I'm not going to have the public court to keep it under control this turn. We have Iwami fully under our control, but I can really only... Maybe we can take Bingo this turn, because things are stable in Aki right now. We only have that unit here. If I send the archers in to finish off the garrison. We've got horse archers, Yari samurai, and samurai archers. This is the force I beat up last time. Because I only have my infantry here, but I do have archers, let's see. And I do have my general. Yeah, I think we can win that, so that will be our last move, I think, for... Oh, it's 20 archers. Right, fine, we'll just take the castle this turn. That's a shame, it would have been good to wrap things up. Wrap up a few more things, but we'll just have to deal. I will send in reinforcements though. I think the Aki front has the most potential right now. Just check because we were doing other things. Is there something else I should be doing right now? No, because I'll still have the cost of drawing up the other units. So we're on track for the budget right now. You've not got the handy financial screen and the building announcements from, and you don't have money coming in each turn, so you have to do some pretty tricky budgetary maths on the fly in this game. Well, it's not really maths, it's basic arithmetic. The thing is, you have to do it while playing, and when you take into account that I'm also trying to do commentary here, it makes things a bit more tricky than they otherwise would need to be. This battle here is basically going to be a firing squad. What I will do is move my units up here just in case they decide to come out of the castle and attack, which would actually be the correct decision. Have one unit concentrate in the back ranks. Whoops, why are we taking casualties? Under fire. And then just send on our troops to... Maybe not send the general first. Just send on our troops to finish with the survivors. Okay. And we're going to take these in as well. Find the expected. The thing is, when you see that light rain, you never know what pattern or weather you're going to get. There are fixed patterns, but you either get the light rain, heavy rain, rain, and then fine day, if you're lucky, or you get light rain, and then it gets progressively heavier. So there's two versions of that. You either get up to heavy rain or even very heavy rain if you're particularly unlucky. And you don't know which combination is going to come, so just because there's a fixed pattern to it doesn't mean the player can exploit that by just knowing which weather patterns they're going to get. There are times where you will be forced to fight in at least for light rain. Okay, another boring firing squad battle here. No, funnily enough, I do not fancy ceasing hostilities. I'm winning. Well, anyway, I've been Napoleon Complex, and that was a very nerve-wracking episode for me. We very nearly came unstuck on Shikoku. But we survived, and the Mori and now the Takeda are firmly on the back foot. I should be able to swallow them up quite quickly next time. So thank you for watching. I hope you stuck with me during the somewhat rough patch in the middle. And farewell for now.